I'm Karen Feinerman, and this is your Fast Money Trade School. Feel like you're getting lost at sea in the stock market? One tip to find your way: follow the whales, Wall Street's most powerful investors. These heavy hitters have to disclose their biggest holdings. Just check out a 13F form filed quarterly to see what Buffett or Icahn have been buying. But before you dive in head first, remember, even whales can get beached. Class dismissed.
I'm a whale watcher. I'm a whale watcher. I'm a whale watcher. Are you? Does this market have you down? Well then, let's do some Wall Street whale watching. Hello, I'm Brian Mckeon, partner at the JMB FLP. Today we'll be reviewing numbers 97 of my list of the 100 top traders, and we'll be looking at the First Trust Value Line Dividend. Now, using this strategy has put me in the top 3% in the most recent CNBC tournament, with returns of over 53%. And you can see how it's done for me in previous tournaments. Now, what we merely do is follow the holdings of the richest, most successful investors out there, and we get their plays through these free websites. Then get an average analyst ranking through these sites as well. So again, I'd like to remind you that all analyst recommendations are as of July 9th, 2009. Now, of all the holdings that you can find for the First Trust Value Line Dividend on Stock Picker, you can see all of his holds, all of his sells, and all of his buys. And at this time, he has BLS come in as a strong buy, and McDonald's come in as a strong buy, with ratings of 4.5 out of 5 stars. Next, you have Chevron with 4.17 out of 5 stars. Then you have CBSS with 4.0 out of 5 stars, or moderate buy. Then you have PCL as a moderate buy with 4.0, AT&T as 4.0 out of 5, TRP 4.0 out of 5, UVV, and Verizon all coming in at 4.0 out of 5 stars. So with that, let's go to the charts. Now BLS, the one with the highest ranking, looks like it was acquired by AT&T, so there's no real charts for it anymore. But some of the rating agencies haven't caught up on that yet. So their chart is actually AT&T's chart, so we'll be reviewing that a little later. So we now move on to McDonald's. McDonald's has been in a relatively basement period. See how tight all their moving averages are right now? So there's some good solid support at this level right now. Stochastics is indicating a bit of a sell, but since everything's in this tight range, I see this one more or less just bouncing along this same area. As for Chevron, like the regular whole oil sector, it's kind of rolling down. It is showing a bit of bottoming right now, and Stochastics is showing a bit of a possible oversold buy signal right now at this time. But with all these overhead resistance, you could probably get a little pop, but not much on this one. And for CBSS, there's no charts available on this one. And for Palm Creek Timber, PCL, this one's currently under all of its moving averages and looking like it's going to continue to roll over. There's a little bit of support right here, not much. Stochastics is indicating a bit of oversold, but since the shorter term average is now moving above in a downward motion towards the longer term, this one could possibly move lower even though it has support there. As for AT&T, and like we said before, BLS, this one's also trading below all of its averages. Has a little bit of support at its current level, but it looks like it could possibly still move down to this 22.25 level. And that would also be in tune with Stochastics coming down towards its oversold level. As for TRP, this one too is of course under all of its moving averages, but Stochastics is indicating a bit of a buy signal. See a little bit of upside up until it starts hitting its resistance at all these moving averages here. As for UVV, this one is recently above all of its averages, but had a good slam down today. So that's starting to roll Stochastics over too. So let's see how it works out with the news on this, and possibly could be going either way on this one. So for Verizon, this one took a 3-day fall down. You could be seeing possibility of some buying soon. Seeing that the low of these 2 days are right around the same, and it's also in this same general area. So this one could be getting set for a buy in the next day or so. So again, let's do a little review. Now all the strong buys are BLS and McDonald's coming in as strong buy. And then the moderate buys are Chevron, CBSS, PCL, AT&T, TRP, UVV, and Verizon. Of course, I'd also like to remind you of that little thing between BLS and AT&T. So again, I'd like to remind you that all analyst recommendations are as of July 9th, 2009. And if you'd like a more up-to-date reading on these stocks, you could merely put them into the appropriate websites to get a more up-to-date rating for yourself. So on to my disclaimer time. Disclaimer: I am not a licensed investment advisor, and the investments I am showing you today are what I'm doing for my friends and family's accounts. Also, I am not affiliated with any of the websites used to determine these rankings. And I currently own shares of Chevron at this time. So again, this is Brian Mckeon from the JMB FLP saying thank you and see you next time for I'm a Whale Watcher